Trump might actually have legitimately saved video games. And out of everyone, I didn't think it was going to be Trump. I thought it was going to be Elon Musk. I thought Elon Musk was going to be the one that's going to fight against censorship and save the video game industry. That if you told me that Trump was going to save us, you would have been out of your mind. But here we are. Here we are. This is from Niche Gamer. Trump signs executive order to contest payment processor censorship. So there it is. United States President Donald Trump signed an executive order on August 7th, which could have an impact on the ongoing censorship implemented by the payment processors. So if you guys don't know, the payment processors, the Visa, Mastercard, Stripe, and PayPal, which a lot of these video game companies use, stuff like Steam and itch.io, they use Visa, Mastercard, and PayPal. But what happened was Collective Shout basically came together and pressured these payment processors. They basically told them that, hey, do you guys support video games that promotes the sexualization of women, the promotion of rape and sexual assault and the sexualization of minors? And of course, based off of principle, you're like, oh, of course I don't support those. Then Collective Shout was like, then you gotta remove it from your listings. You cannot have any of that. And I've been talking about this for a while now. This Collective Shout thing goes 4 months back when I made that video about No Mercy and how No Mercy was being attacked by this group of middle-aged Karens that have nothing better to do with their lives. And now it comes full circle. Trump is actually saving the video game industry. So yeah. The executive order titled Guaranteeing Fair Banking for All Americans addresses the ability of payment processors to punish individuals for constitutionally or statutorily protected beliefs. So yeah, if you're not doing anything illegal, why are you censoring this, right? So this is actually pretty fucking awesome. It's not just the gaming industry, but it's the United States as the whole. Like, as a whole, United States is legitimately being saved by Donald Trump. This is crazy. And the thing is, people on the left and the liberals hate censorship as well. They hate the FCC. They hate all that kind of stuff. But the fact that the Trump is the one that's signing this into law, I feel like the left will be like, oh, we like censorship. Because all of a sudden, I've been getting an uptick in comments and viewers for my video that I made about No Mercy back in April. So if you guys want to check out the video, it's actually one of my most watched videos of all time. It's actually also one of my most ratioed and disliked videos of all time. So this goes back in full circle, and the fact that Trump is legitimately not just saving video games but the US is actually pretty fucking awesome. Payment processors like Visa, MasterCard, Stripe, and PayPal regularly claim that objectionable speech represents a reputation risk and attempts to financially disenfranchise content creators. This is a ruse, and this is a Trojan horse done by these Collective Shout assholes and pushed through by payment processors, basically monopolizing a fucking conglomerate of like payments that, oh, hey, we all agree. Stripe, Visa, MasterCard, and PayPal were like, we all agree that this is all bad, right? Okay, cool. Now we all agree. Let's go ahead and ban everything. And this sets a very bad precedent. Like I said, this is not just video games. Michael Knows got debanked by Stripe for his payments on X. A lot of other companies and people have gotten debanked as well and deplatformed. Some people on Patreon, they got their shit removed too. So this is a quote. So I actually do have the actual thing over here. So let's go and read some of this from the top up to the bottom, right? So by the authority vested in me as president of the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, I hereby ordered Section 1 purpose. Financial institutions have engaged in unacceptable practices to strict law-abiding individuals and businesses access to financial services on the basis of political or religious beliefs or lawful business activities. Some financial institutions participated in government-directed surveillance programs targeting persons participating in activities and causes commonly associated with conservatism and political right following the events that occurred at or near the U.S. Capitol on January 6th. So A lot of people actually got their shit removed because of J6, and Trump basically pardoned, if not all of the people that were at the Capitol. Some of them I don't really agree with, but most of them I do. So if you're like violent or anything like that, or you're fucking like stealing some shit or whatever, like if you actually were a violent protester during J6, then like that's completely different, right? The federal government suggested that such institutions flag individuals who make transactions related to companies like Cabela's. So Cabela's is a gun company, and Bass Pro Shop, and Bass Pro Shop basically absorbed Cabela's. And what happened, basically, they sell fishing gear, boats, food. They have their own hats, and I actually have a fucking Bass Pro Shop hat back there. And they also sell guns there too. It's funny, little backstory with Bass Pro Shop. Bass Pro Shop actually bought Cabela's, and they actually wanted to buy Sportsman's Warehouse too. But the thing is, if Bass Pro Shop actually purchased and owns Sportsman, it will be a monopoly. It's because those are the 3 big warehouses or big box stores that sells guns and shit like that. So if Bass Pro Shop bought all of them, it'll be considered a monopoly. That's where the government stopped the owner, which is actually pretty funny. Little backstory. Or who made a peer-to-peer payments that involve stuff like Trump or MAGA, even though that there are no specific evidence tying those individuals to criminal conduct. Bank regulators have used supervisory scrutiny and other influence over regulated banks to direct or otherwise encourage politicized or unlawful debanking activities. Operation Choke Point, for example, was a well-documented and systemic means by which federal regulators pushed banks to minimize their involvement with individuals and companies engaged in lawful activities and industries disfavored by regulators based on factors other than individualized, objective, risk-based standards. So basically, it's like, hey, are you okay with having like a person that buys like No Mercy, a person that buys Grand Theft Auto 5 or 6 to be a brand risk? Is because that game glorifies assault on women or violence against women. It's like, bitch, shut the fuck up. It's a video game. Shut the hell up. It's a freaking video game. Who fucking cares, right? So right over here this is where they what's it called again? Niche Gamer quotes it. It says, so this is section 4, removing reputation risk and politicized or unlawful debanking. Within 180 days of the date of this order, each appropriate federal banking regulator shall, to the greatest extent permitted by law, remove the use of reputation risk or equivalent concepts that could result in politicized or unlawful debanking, as well as any other considerations that could be used to engage in such debanking from their guidance documents, manuals, and other materials other than existing regulations or other materials requiring notice and comment, rulemaking used to regulate or examine financial institutions over which have a jurisdiction. The removal of such concepts shall be made clear by each appropriate federal banking regulator through formal guidance to their examiners. The federal banking regulator shall also consider rescinding or amending existing regulations consistent with applicable law to eliminate or amend any regulations that could result in politicized or unlawful debanking, and to ensure that any regulated firms or individual's reputation is considered for regulatory, supervisory, banking, or enforcement purposes solely to the extent necessary to reach a reasonable apolitical risk-based assessment, which is fucking base, right? Basically, your risk brand or whatever bullshit. You're it's gonna look really, really bad. It's gonna look bad on your company, right? You guys don't want to be affiliated with this bullshit. Look, it's not real. Everything like video games, that kind of shit, it's all fucking fake, right? So this is huge, right? So early executive order, Trump gives an example of surveillance targeting potentially conservative citizens as the reason for his intervention. So it seems that the blow to adult content censorship may be incidental. So yeah, it just so happens to be grandfathered in, right? He's not actually legitimately going after these payment processors because of the adult censorship. It's because, adult game censorship. Trump is going after it's because of the debanking of a political party. Like I said, Michael Knowles is a proponent of that. Dan Bongino, that's the reason why Dan Bongino made Parallel Economy. So, which is huge. Sorry. For those who don't know, payment processors have become a de facto censors of online platforms. Sites such as PixIV, Patreon, Fansly, and more have been compelled to change their moderation practices under a threat of payment processors may scuttle their ability to do business. What about OnlyFans? I'm pretty sure Visa and Mastercard are okay with OnlyFans, and OnlyFans is real life. It's real people, not fiction. That's crazy. That's absolutely wild that they're okay with what's called OnlyFans. But Fansly, on the other hand, that's a no buenos, right? Steam and itch.io, that's also a big negative buenos, right? But yeah, this is crazy. Most recently, Steam and itch.io were forced to make changes, directly naming MasterCard, PayPal, and Stripe as a source of censorship. There's an active change.org petition to draw attention to the issue, which you can check out here. So I'm glad that Trump actually went and helped this, is because this is actually huge. And the fact that it's incidental, it's great. It's because if the government came in and actually isolated and fixed their fucking Sauron's eye onto the reason why we don't want payment processors in our video game bullshit is because we want to play mature games, I'm not sure if that would have been good for the movement. But since this is an incidental issue, it just so happens to help the mature games or the adult games, right? That's on itch.io or Steam. This is massive. So this is huge. So they have 180 days to get their shit together, and if not, they're gonna face huge fines. And I love it. But this is crazy. Who knew out of everyone that Donald Trump is actually the one that's saving video games?